Coach, let's look at Cooper Samuels. Is it a bit of a rarity in 4 years to go from 135 to 171?
I think nature is taking its course again on Cooper, but the level of his performance has just gotten better with his size. He's an outstanding wrestler, and watched him a lot and got a lot of respect for Cooper and his coaches, and it's a credit for Drew Graber to be here representing his school first time ever. It's got to be so exciting for that community.
I wonder if Cooper Samuels' parents have a long list of hefty grocery bills over the last 4 years, picking up 40 pounds of weight. I would imagine that's been pretty costly.
That family's been around. I imagine he probably watches his weight a little bit. He's got a good physique right now, and I don't think he's got a lot of fat on his body. But he's going to wrestle at Indiana University after this year, so he's going to stay in state, and that's a great luxury for the Hoosiers.
No score here in the 171-pound weight class. 30 seconds go on in this first period.
Cooper is very good. He's got a 2-0. Now he switches to a front headlock. It's a head underneath the armpit and comes around for a 2-point takedown.
So he jumps out to a 2-0 advantage at the 1 minute mark now of the first period.
And he's got a short leg crossbody right in. He's going to try to post this far elbow and crossface and probably try to get some back points out of this against Graber.
189, 215, and 285 yet to be decided here at Conseco Fieldhouse on IHSAAsports.org.
This is a good position for Samuels to be in because he's got the legs in, which technically is setting up a pinning combination so he can ride here. Plus, he's taken Graber's hips away. It's hard for Graber to do much wrestling when he's fighting to stay off his back. He's broken the legs, so maybe we'll see a base belt. Nope, Samuels throws the legs back in.
Okay. Is there a big advantage for Cooper Samuels having been here for now the 4th consecutive year as opposed to Graber from Northridge, the school's first ever appearance? Is there a big advantage, or can we assume that Drew Graber's probably been in many tournament championships in different levels and different places?
Well, I'd have to think that there is something of an advantage for Samuels because he's been under the lights. He's won under the lights, and he's #1 ranked in the state in his weight class. And it's a challenge, but you got to hand it to Graber. It's just like we said earlier. He's stepping out. He's going to try to do his very best to unseed or upset Samuels. Samuels had a tough match to get here. He went in overtime and won 3-2 to get here. So anything can happen.
Go ahead. Cooper Samuels leads it 2-0 at the end of period 1.
I think Samuels had control of that particular period. He scored his takedown, and he was able to ride out Graber. Now he's got an unusual starting position for defense. He's got both legs, ankles covered, tucked under. He's right up to his feet. And Graber's trying to bring him back to the mat, and he does so. You look for a little bit of move, jockeying for position. You'll see Samuels make a quick move here. He's got the wrist control, and he's out in the way.
3-0 now the score. 1:30 left in the second period.
Samuels is looking for his opening. Graber's tying the head. Samuels will a nice double leg shot. And really no great wrist there. Maybe wasn't in quite as tight as he'd like to be, but they went out of bounds, so no risk of losing points. And there's a boot scoot again, a little duck under. That's a sweet move. You go all the way, and you hit the mat and then pull right back through.
Picks up a couple more to make it a 5-0 advantage with about a minute to go in the second period.
Samuels had an interesting match against Mr. Blackwell from Roncalli in the semifinals, and that could have gone either way. And Blackwell is a vastly improved wrestler and almost dethroned the reigning state champion. But Samuels is a master, and he's able to hang on for the win. Now here comes the legs. They try to get both legs in, and Graber's doing the right thing. He's caught underneath. He's trying to get both arms around her leg, and he'll try then to actually sit out and try to take the leg across his back or go for a stalemate, which he did.
51 seconds left in the second period now. 5-0 your score. 171-pound championship here at Conseco Fieldhouse. 70th individual state wrestling championships.
Well, Samuel's got the legs in again, so he can afford to take his time and try to block the far elbow, maybe run across face and try to turn or tip Graber toward his back, expose his back. Well, we got a stalling call against Graber, but I think the referee probably needs to get in that position and let Samuels put his legs in on him and see how much he can do. This should be a stalemate situation, actually, because Samuels has the legs. There's not a whole lot the defensive wrestler can do except try to resist going to your back.
Down to 5 seconds now. The score 5-0. Cooper Samuels trying to make it back-to-back. He won the 160-pound championship a year ago by pinfall and trying to knock off Drew Graber of Northridge. Graber trailing at 5-0, trying to give his school their first state championship and their first ever appearance. He has a lot of work to do in 2 minutes, and you touched on it in the first quarter. It's obvious who the more experienced wrestler, at least at this level, is. Samuels appears to be in complete control of the match.
Well, typically Graber would take down in the third period. It was his choice, but he's not had any luck at all getting away from Samuels. He's such a great rider. He throws the legs in and he neutralizes everything Graber can do. So Graber took the neutral position to try to get a takedown. Once again, Mark, that's going to be very difficult against someone as accomplished as Cooper Samuels. Samuels can afford now to wait for Graber to make an attempt to shoot in or something and maybe get a little bit out of position or perhaps not be set up perfectly, and that usually spells a counter or points for your opponent. Samuels with the front headlock. Nice job of spinning. Graber's doing a nice job keeping the legs out of bounds.
Minute 15 to go, still 5-0.
That's a big lead. Nice shot off the whistle, but this was talking about the setups.
Give him a couple more, 7-0 now.
Graber's trying to make something happen, so he shot off the whistle, and Samuels was ready, backed off, and he was able to pretty easily counter Graber's shot. Now he's on top, and you'll see the legs come in as soon as he can get a little window or a little opening.
Under a minute to go now, 50 seconds in fact, 7-0 your score. Again, Cooper Samuels from Floyd Central trying to make it back-to-back. He was a runner-up in 2006 at 145, finished 7th in the 135-pound weight class back in 2005. So he has usually punched his ticket for the state championships.
And he's got the legs in again, so it's going to be awfully hard for Graber to do much. He calls a stalemate. That is a correct call. The defensive wrestler really can't do much as far as scoring points or anything else because the offensive wrestler, Samuels in this case, has total control. And he blocked the leg, or he blocked the arm and stuck the leg right back in. And he's trying right now off the short leg ride. It's something similar to what we call a Turk, where he turns him one side. He'll pulse that far arm and try to cross-face into his back. And he can, even if he's not working for a pin, he can make it look like he's working for a pin.
Under 7 seconds to go, and Cooper Samuels from Floyd Central can start to celebrate back-to-back state championships. 160-pound weight class, and now he is the best in the state at the 171-pound weight class. And the final 7-0, and it really wasn't that close, was it? I mean, that was a pretty dominating performance.
It certainly was, but you got to credit.
Northridge High School's Drew Graber. And the cream rises to the top once again for our state champion, also a 4-time state place winner, who finishes of 7th as a freshman, 2nd as a sophomore, a state championship at 160 last year, and a 47